Hold on to your laundry baskets, everybody. We are heading to Goland Coal City for some side quest action here on the Final Fantasy Tactics All Oracles Challenge. We are being recorded here in March of 2022. Hope you're doing well wherever and whenever you are. If you are wondering where I am in the Chapter 4 story as I go into the side quests for the next few videos, we just finished the Limberry Castle elimination of Elmdor, and we have yet to go back to Igros Castle to take on Dicestar. If you're wondering why I chose that particular spot, it's because that's when I remembered to go for it in this one. It wasn't chosen very specifically. It just was a convenient time for me to take a break from the main story of the game and go take care of these side quests. I do like doing some completionist kinds of things with this game. So here we go. Beowulf has joined us. He joins us at Lazalia Capital there. And Beowulf actually already had Oracle unlocked. So I was able to do the JP scroll glitch and get him the full set of Oracle stuff. So he is not his usual Temple Knight class. He's an Oracle, and he has all of the abilities that Oracles have. He's got Octagon Rod, I think. Ramza does not have the bag, and neither can Beowulf equip the bag. The females all have the bag. That gives them regen status. They're going to need it for this battle because those archers, the chemists, have the mithril bang bangs, state-of-the-art bang bangs, and they will be putting a lot of plink damage on us. So the regen is actually perfect for plink damage like that. It's not a great way to recover if you're taking massive damage from, sword skills and stuff. But these guys who are doing, 30 to 60 damage per attack, depending on their alignment, is much easier to recover from. Like 2 rounds of regen will recover from a mithril bang bang. So Beowulf is charging. It's always cool to see what oracles do when they are on auto battle. When they're guest characters or when you set them on auto battle in a random fight, it is pretty fun to see what they go for. Sometimes they do interesting little things that are not always the most advantageous for them. They're not always the decision that a human player might make with the information a human player has. So the chemists, as you can see, are really concentrating on Beowulf here. So maybe Beowulf's utility will be just in as a damage sponge here in the early rounds of the battle to allow us to get established. This battle takes a long time no matter what your party makeup is, and it really shows the strength and flexibility of the chemist class. Chemists in this game are so powerful because items just have so much utility, and then when chemists get access to the bang bangs, they can also be really powerhouse offensive boomers as well. They can really do a lot to you if they get it into their mind to do it. And the fact that they can throw Phoenix Downs at each other, they can throw X Potions at each other and themselves, of course, and also remedies. They do have access to Remedy, which a lot of early game chemists do not have access to Remedy. Remedy is an expensive skill to buy for a chemist, but these guys must be mastered because, as you'll see later, the remedies really start to fly. So there's almost no status we can get them into that is going to help us and keep them down. It really is just kind of a battle of trying to gain a positional advantage and don't act as going to become important for us to be able to get some chemists on the ground and then kind of keep them isolated from each other so that they can't be reviving and healing each other. This may be another battle that it is advantageous for you to turn us on to 1.5x speed. I certainly wouldn't feel bad if you want to watch this one. So here you can see they're looking at the gear they have. The Flash Hat gives them a little bit extra speed and some MP. I think we have Flash Hats on some of our characters. Thief Hat is also becoming a better go-to for us. Although, what I'm noticing here on the first round of this fight, the characters with Thief Hat, the Thief Hat speed makes them actually too fast for Petrify. So if I had re-rolled this battle, I probably would have taken the Thief Hats off of these guys because you'll see a few characters will get a turn again while they're still charging their spell. So they kind of waste an action because, you'd like their spell to resolve and then have them get a turn right after that so that they are not like getting a turn and not doing anything. But when they get a turn and they're charging, you can cancel the spell that you're casting or you can move and continue casting, or you can just wait. And then it treats your CT as if you had just waited, I believe. So that's going to happen a few times with these guys. They're going to get a turn while they're charging up Petrify. And I'm not actually convinced that Petrify is the best thing to do here. Sleep may have been a better choice because sleep requires them to attack each other, I believe. I don't think you can remedy sleep. Maybe you can. Looking at what else we have access to, Paralyze is one thing that really works well, although it's short. I think even Undead, I think if we zombified them, or confused them, or zombified them, they may have been able to throw holy waters. Confuse may have worked well too, similar to sleep, where they may have been having to attack each other to take that out. But again, they have simple answers to everything. Right here, Shields is an example of she was charging a longer charging spell, and she got a turn. And now the thing is, she got a turn, I had to say wait, and then the spell resolves immediately after that. So she has lost her turn. She's wasted her turn right there. And now she's just waiting. Waiting for what? I don't know. So you can see the defense up helps right there. When they're not charging a spell, they take less damage because their defense up is active, and so allowed her to block half of that coming in. Half of that 80 damage. But when you are charging, I believe you don't get the advantage of the defense up, which is another weakness of the Oracle class here, is where we're going to spend most of this battle charging. Because I didn't bring in the sticks for this fight, because obviously I'm going to really need the HP recovery here. I mean, we can also use Drain Life on these guys, and Drain Life's going to have a higher chance to hit than Petrify, but the unfortunate thing is they can throw an X potion and they can wipe out 2 or 3 Drain Lives because their hit point total is so low. And Drain Life, remember, is a percent-based attack, so their hit point total is low. They can pick up 150 hit points from the X potion, and X potion is pretty much what they throw. And we might even be dealing with auto potion shenanigans here with these guys. I can't remember if these guys all have auto potion as I'm recording this. I'm sure we'll see it. So Petrify, when it lands, is great. And in most battles, it means that, hey, that enemy is out of commission. That enemy is out of the battle. We don't have to worry about it. Unfortunately, with these chemists, all it takes is one remedy. They don't even throw softs. I think they just throw remedies around. So I'd really have to get like everybody petrified in an area and then keep them isolated from the other ones while I finish them off. That's going to be kind of the strategy at the end. And I'm learning as I go through this battle that Petrify is not the best choice, that actually taking them down with hit points is the better plan. Because if they are brought back, then they're vulnerable to, they're in critical health, they're vulnerable to a quick attack to knock them back down. Whereas if they are at full health and they're petrified, if another chemist throws a remedy at them, they can be fully lethal again immediately. They don't have to worry about anything else. Now, I'm having her move back here and just hang out behind this because she needs to pick up a couple ticks of regen to get her hit points back. And I believe that she is out of their line of sight. Maybe I might be wrong about that, but at least I believe when I made that move that she would still be out of the line of sight of the chemists that are up here on the wall. And so you can see I'm trying to keep everybody protected, and I've got these guys kind of tucked in between these things here. And that chemist right there, move back. He's in Don't Act, so he's not going to get a shot at us. This one is going to go ahead and throw the first remedy of the battle, and there it is. So that one is unpetrified, but is still in Don't Act status, which is nice, obviously. So he's not able to use his abilities immediately right away, but one that we had thought like, ooh, thought we had taken care of that one. Unfortunately, he's still right there. So now I'm just looking, where can I go here? Is Petrify going to work? Does that make any sense? Does Don't Act make sense on these guys? It's hard to know what makes sense with these chemists. And it's kind of an exercise of stalemate because they have unlimited healing with their items, and we kind of have unlimited healing with our regen, with the exception of Ramza there. He's the one I need to be careful about. I want to keep him protected, and I want to have him use Drain Life as needed when he is taking those pot shots. But the chemists, they do have to use their action to throw a remedy at the other guy. So right there's Ramza's chance to get rid of his charging. So he had a thief hat on there as well. So we're actually just too fast for Petrify. I think maybe the go-to should have been Life Drains. Don't Axe and Life Drains maybe should have been the go-to. It looks like I have her just wait one more action. She took a couple of hits there while she was charging. A couple of bigger shots. So she's going to be chilling back there while she's recovering, which unfortunately gives the chemist a chance to recover. And I'm casting a lot of Petrifies. That guy's really guarding a lot of them. He's got some evasion there, for sure. So there's Don't Act. So that one up there is not going to be remedying these guys anytime soon. There's another instance of getting a turn right before the cast. So if her speed had been just a tiny bit less, would have been fine. So I think, yeah, Thief Hat is probably not the best bit of gear when you're going to be casting a lot of Petrifies. And here is a remedy on this one. So we now have the thieves back to full strength, unfortunately. We're at pretty much full strength except Beowulf down there, but he was never going to be long for this fight. Ramza is just going to go for a Don't Act. That seems to actually be more effective at this point. Ramza does have a stick, by the way, but the stick has some curious properties in that the stick will heal a lot of negative statuses. So if you attack a character with the Octagon Rod, it will heal a lot of negative statuses from them. So you can, like, if a character is silenced or something, Ramza can actually heal them with the stick. So he'll take a swing at him, he'll do a bunch of damage, but it'll knock them out of some of their negative statuses. I think that includes Don't Act here. So Ramza is going to want to be attacking characters, but only if they don't already have a status. Now I can get up here and I can take a swing with my purse at these guys. Sadly, the purses are just going to do like 12, 24, or 36 as their base damage. So Life Drain is going to be the better choice here for life. Now she is going to be charging through what looks like three chemists getting their turn. So she could be taking some damage here in the form of those little pot shots that those guys will want to take if they do decide to go after her. But this one decides to actually charge a black magic spell, which I thought was pretty rad. So that one, instead of taking a pot shot, which is going to do more damage, I guess maybe decided like, oh, it looks like my Fire 1 is going to do more damage than my pot shot on these guys, so let's go for it. Which I thought was kind of fun. And that one attacked the other one down there. I'm guessing for line of sight reasons right there. So having her up against that wall did give us some help right there. 72 damage, very nice. That's a quarter of that guy's health. And he's going to auto potion for 30 of it back. So that is indeed the case with these guys. That also extends this battle quite a bit, the fact that these guys have auto potion. So when you are trying to take them out with damage, you get stuff like that. You get auto potion immediately. All right, so right there, Petrify, bam. We're in fine shape on that. That's okay. She's going to move up here. She had a stick, she could really take him out probably. She could do a lot of damage right there. That is a Fire 1 is what I was looking at. I wanted to see if I was like, oh, do I need to try to silence him? But no, it was just a Fire 1 for 40 damage or whatever. And I can't remember if the spell was targeted on the one inside the doorway or if it was on her. It's one of the reasons I moved her up there. If it's a spell that has some vertical tolerance and it was on her, then it's going to get them both. But it looks like it was on the one down there. So she's going to take 40 damage, and she's going to absorb 6 MP. Ba-bam. And now this one's going to get her drain life off. Pow. So the way the AI works with these chemists is that they won't really throw a potion until they get down into that critical range. So if you can get them through their critical range kind of quickly, like we just did right there, then you can avoid them using a potion. Now, if we had like weakened them, if we had spread our attacks out and weakened one to critical, then the other chemists and then themselves would throw the potions and we'd get them healed up. Now, as it is, I've got one on the ground. He is going to be Phoenix downable though, so another chemist could get up there and throw Phoenix down. This one up there also that's petrified. I'd really like to keep him petrified, so if I can get that other one to be paralyzed until I can knock him down, I could maybe keep the other two away from those other ones to stop them from reviving. So I'm starting to finally kind of turn the tide just a little bit. If I can get another one taken care of and out of commission, I might be okay. Now this one, Phoenix Down is going, and so he's in critical health right there, 19 health. If we can get a turn and get something on him, then great, we can knock him right back down, and I would have wasted the action of that one to throw the Phoenix down. But if that one gets a turn, who is weak, he's going to throw an X potion at himself. So here we go. I have got... I'll look around. I'm trying to see, can I move up there? Can I get anything in? Oh, look, life drain right there. I have an 87% chance to take that guy out before he gets a turn. And I'll actually get all of the HP, even though he only has 19 HP. I'll get all 70 whatever of it. Boom, that one's in sleep status. Here it comes, 87% chance to knock that one back down. And it missed. There we go. So there's his turn right there, and here comes the X potion. So that is some of the frustration of this fight. Pretty solid chance to take that guy back out of the battle and kind of more establish my advantage in this battle. But as it is, the one that I had taken out is now revived and is much stronger. Not quite full health. It'll still take, I think, 3 drained lives to do it. Won't take all 4, but it'll take 3. Because he had 19 and he gained 150. And they're doing like 72, yeah. So I think, 72 and 72 is not quite 150 even on its own. So it's going to take 3 life drains to bring him back down. So there's an 83% on that one. I'm looking to see, what can I do? Is it better to paralyze him? Paralyze is a little bit longer than life drain, but if I can get it paralyzed, then I can stop him from waking that one up, or throwing a remedy at the one from Petrify there. So if I can get this one also in Don't Act status, it'll be helpful as well. So I'm looking to see, where can I charge a Petrify? Ooh, yikes. All right, so neither of those is looking great. Ramza's not looking great with either Petrify. And here I'm deciding what of all the choices is the best one. This one of the things that makes the Oracle so exciting and so much fun is that there are so many choices. If this was my Archer's run that I did a couple years ago, there's not a lot of choice. You just move and shoot your bows. Then you move and you shoot your bow, and you move and you shoot your bow. Or once you get in position and you can just kind of shoot your bow from up top, you just shoot your bow. But this one, there's a lot more kind of tactical and strategic decision making. Where do I want my characters? How do I want the damage spread out on them? Sometimes I need to move them just to pick up the extra MP because I'm burning through a lot of MP with these guys. Sometimes I need to use sleep. Sometimes the best thing is paralyze. How do I mix it up with characters like this who can heal each other and themselves? Kind of neat. Kind of neat. And I'm kind of figuring out, as you can see, that the damage solution is much better than the paralyze or petrify, the petrify solution. So I've kind of gone away from petrify, and I'm going more towards just the direct damage in life drains. Not really, again, because we need the life, but just because it seems like getting these guys into critical health and taking them out that way is better. There's Auto Potion kicking in. Now that Auto Potion probably saves him from using an X Potion on himself, but unfortunately that allows him to throw a remedy at that one who is petrified. So if he had been critical, like if Auto Potion had not procced there, he probably would have thrown an X Potion at himself instead of throwing the remedy up there at the other one. So that made a big difference in that. There she's going to the life drain. I think only 68% chance to land on that one. And it does land. It is unfortunate when you see those high ones before that were kind of a critical, pivotal moment in the battle, and then it's like, oh, missed. Could have made a big difference in how this battle shook out. This one's going to take a pot shot at Ramza and do a critical hit with a Mithril Bang Bang. Unfortunately. So she's got a 100% chance to finish that guy off, and it is going to fire off before any other action happens. So boom. And she's just going to hang out there. She could have moved, I guess, in front of Ramza to try to protect him a little bit. Now, these guys have really great compatibility, it looks like, so they've got 100% on those. Maybe I probably should have thought about another Don't Act on that one. Since my compatibility was so good, Don't Act may have been a better choice for that particular one instead of Drain Life, but what does future me know that past me didn't know? So here comes the, I believe it's a Drain Life here. Yep, that could have been a Don't Act. Now that he's out of Don't Act, that could have taken him out for another few rounds while I maybe try to finish these guys off. But you can see the trick here is to kind of get them separated from each other so that they can't kind of pile up their healing. So I'm looking at what I can do. Ramza did take a really big hit there, so he's going to go for a life drain, and he has, looks like, great compatibility with that guy. Maybe that's why I'm checking to see. Oh, if he has nice compatibility, what's my chance on that? Oh, okay, and that's why he goes for Petrify. And he moves so that he can pick up some MP. I had him move one tile out there just to get that 9 MP back. That should also set his CT lower so that hopefully he casts before getting a turn again. And now Amy here, you can see she's been just standing there casting this whole battle down from the bottom of the platform, from the ground, that she is pretty much out of MP. She has to move just to get enough MP to do an attack, do an action. And shields as well, looks like she's at 24 MP out of her 96, so she just kind of sat down there as well, just in that little alcove in the doorway, protected from the line of sight. So this one's going to just take a shot. Boom. Not too bad. Not too bad. And he's going to move over here. Okay. So we've got 2 Petrifies charging on that one. This one has a Don't Act coming on him. There he is. Very nice. And now it's this one's turn. So she's going to move over here. Oh, she's going to try Petrify. And she's going to move just to, again, try to recharge her MP. So now she's going to get down in the alcove. Because those spells cost like 16 MP each. So you can't do them forever. We can do about 4 or 5 castings before we start to get pretty low. And because we're not using the big robes, we're using the hit point boosting items rather than the MP boosting items more, because we're relying on regen. We are not picking up as much on the move MP up. If we had the light robes and the gold hairpins and everything on, all of the big MP boosting stuff, we would be picking up like 18 MP per move. We'd be picking up a ton for every move. Now, Rams is looking to see what he can do here, and he's like, okay, I'm just going to do an attack, because that guy doesn't have any statuses I need to remedy. He's just going to go for the damage. Even with Auto Potion, he did 150-something, so he's going to be coming out on top here as it is. So maybe, if that one goes again, we can get a life drain, and then Ramza can finish off with a stick, unless Petrify will land here. It does not. So you can see we've had, so that's 2 Petrifies on that guy. Here comes number 3. They all had pretty favorable chances of hitting, and finally this one does land. So that one is taken out. So now we're starting to, you can see that tide starting to turn, especially if this Petrify lands. Boom. There it is. So now we're like, okay, that's better. I've got a sleeping one over here, and I've got one up there in the corner. They are, and he's in Don't Act. So we're kind of out of the way of the other one, so they're not able to like move and get to each other as quickly. Now I still have that sleeping one to deal with. There's Don't Act out of the way, so he can start to kind of recover the other characters. He could attack the sleeper and wake him up, or he could move over and throw a remedy at the petrified one. So I do need to get these guys taken care of rather quickly here, and I'm looking to see when is Paralyzed gonna go. And it won't go before him, so we can just do a life drain. And even if he is throwing an X potion at himself, that's still a win for us. Because if he is not using his actions to recover other characters, if he's having to recover himself, then we can kind of gang up on him more. So even if he throws an X potion himself every turn, we can do more damage than that in a round. So now that we're down to just these last couple, we can do a lot better. And so he's throwing an X potion, but critically, he is not recovering the other one. That's how you know that the tide really has turned in this fight. So now Ramza can move over here. He's going to further block him off from going to this one that's petrified. He's going to extra try to get this guy taken care of, and he's going to try to petrify the sleeper. I suppose Ramza could have also tried to maybe see how much hit points that sleeper had. He might be full health, but if he had been within stick range, Ramza could have just hit him with a stick for 100%. So there, the sleeper is petrified, and the other one here who just threw an X potion himself before, there's a chance to just win the battle straight out. So rather than going for the drain, there's a chance to just win straight up. And here we go. She has 12 MP, not enough to really do anything, so she's just gonna go for the purse whack. There's 24 damage. Nice. Good to see the purse coming in handy here. Always happy to see the purse get some action. And she's going to go for her Petrify as well. Looks like we're kind of going all in on the Petrify strategy. Probably not the best move here. I think Drain Lives could have been better. She may move to kind of keep him. Yeah, she's going to move to keep him from going down there. She can't really keep him from moving to de-petrify the other one, I guess, to remedy the one that's up there. But they're kind of keeping him up here on the roof. Let's see which direction he's going to go and try here. He's actually going to go for damage. So rather than throwing a remedy, which was probably what he'd like to do, rather than throwing a remedy, he's going for the damage. And is Ramza going for the stick attack here, or is he going to go for Petrify as well? Yeah, there we go. He went for the stick, and it was actually going to not be a lot of damage. 72, that's about as much as a Drain Life does. And the battle's going to be over right here with the Petrify. So there it is. The Chemist battle, the infamous Colliery Chemist battle has been completed. If you like this series of videos, hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, make a comment, or hit me up on Twitter where I'm also active _ATE. We will see you later.